That's scream.
Oh, Lord. Hey, guys. How's it going? Turn the volume down just a little bit, Travi. All right. I'm over here on the ICD10 book where sepsis is at. Hey, Queens. CDI here. Awesome. Get those charts audited. It says, I was told by my professor that after passing the blank, yes, you get the apprentice initials, but you can find jobs. The university, it's a hospital called the University in Cleveland, Ohio, hires people before they pass their certification. You have to get a certification within 90 days, but they'll start training you right away and give you a job remotely. You can get a job tomorrow if you pass today for the CPC with the A apprentice with Optum for 1 year. You can work there and work off your apprenticeship certification and get practice there too while being at the job, online at home, remotely, 100% trained at home. Lots of training, lots of weekly meetings and that kind of stuff, but it's all remote from home. Heck, even Amazon has a job opening right now for a certified coder, so don't worry about that. There we go. Where is Optum? Optum is on the internet, and they work with all the health plans. They're a data warehouse. They get all of the claim information from medical groups, process it, and help. They do a lot of Blue Cross Blue Shield claims and stuff like that, but you can find work remotely, absolutely. But what I like to specialize in is helping y'all pass this certification. There's plenty of resources, even in my Discord group, where job hunt and job resources are posted. Also on the AAPC Facebook page, they have job resources too. There's just Glassdoor is a wonderful place to look for. It's kind of like Indeed, where they post interview questions and where to get jobs at. But yeah, like I said, even Amazon has a remote job right now for a medical coder if anybody wants to apply for that job. But I am working on sepsis. What do you do when you have sepsis infections? There's lots of guidelines to go along with it, and I haven't updated my 2022 book, so I'm going to do that now. So because sepsis is on this page, I'm on page 458 of the 2022 ICD10 book. I'm going to write a few notes in here about sepsis. So sepsis, without acute or multiple organ failure equals 1 diagnosis. So that's a handy dandy guideline to write down. Thank you for all the hearts. Sepsis without organ failure equals 1 DX. So I'm just writing that up at the top. Sepsis, severe sepsis, has at least 2 diagnosis codes. So we're going to write S E equals 2 diagnoses. You can work remotely. I've worked remotely since 2013. E19 is a CDI. She does lots of charts, which is my favorite thing to do, is to audit charts and audit doctors, audit staff, how well they document. WentTuck is an HIT with a CCS. My goodness, good job. Yep, you can work remotely. I actually made a document tip sheet for our MDs today for sepsis. Awesome. That's wonderful. Hey, Corey says, I'm planning on medical coding exam in July. Any tips? Oh, girl, I got tons. Right now, I'm on my website, Medical Coding by Jen. I'm looking at my sepsis one-sheet tip sheet guideline right here. But all this is free. I've got E&M tip sheets, heart attack tip sheets, you name it, HIPAA tip sheets. I even show you how to write examples in your book, move guidelines to your codes, what to do for your anatomy pictures, and how I prep my CPT book. This is all free. Just go to my website, Medical Coding by Jen, and sign up. It's free. I don't spam you. I don't record who you are or where you live or none of that stuff, so don't even worry about that. But just go to CPT Book Prep, and that's where I'm at right now, and I'm just writing in my sepsis guidelines. And I'm going to write in these 4 examples of how you would code a patient with these types of things. I also do these lives 3 days a week for free, 2 hours each night, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I repost them for free on YouTube. So you can rewatch like almost a whole year's worth of YouTube videos of me chatting away and answering questions and doing practice exam questions with everybody. Hey, Annie. I got sawdust in my face right now. We've been cutting on that wood and trying to hang those shelves. It's coming along really good. We got 3 hung today, and I have 2 more 6-footers, and then we're done. It's looking so good. Wall-to-wall desk all the way around. It's really going to be really nice. I'm planning on taking okay, I got that one for July. And how are you? You were on my mind all day. You book prepped all day. Aw, as long as I'm on your mind during your exam, that's where it's key. The ones that come back and say, you know, every time I started another question and I started reverting back to the other ways of reading the question before the answers, I stopped myself. I said, no, Jen wouldn't do that. And every time they are the ones that pass. So that's awesome. be sure to have me on your brain when you go in for that exam, because usually everything just goes out the door, and it's you walk in there and you're like a deer in headlights, and you forget everything that anybody said ever, and you're just trying to make it through the hours, and it's total chaos. So you really have to slow your brain down and not get ahead of yourself on that exam day. Hey, Tiff, how's it going? It's good to see everybody. All right, so our sepsis guideline: if we have sepsis, a patient with no organ failure, we're going to go do 741.9. That'll be our very first example. So I like to do, I don't know where I'm going to put all these, but we're going to figure it out. Example. Patient with sepsis, no organ failure. It's just one code, guys, and we're going to do our A41.9. Let me see, where's my diagnosis book from last year? Make sure I didn't have anything else in here. I don't even know if I put these in here for last year or not. I have one example from last year. It says no cause sepsis, code first, then your R65.21. Interesting. Then the condition that caused sepsis. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Jill, how's it going? I'm determined to be ready for this test. I did some tutoring this morning, started out with Miss Edwards at 7 a.m. and then Fadia, and we had such a good time with tutoring today, and her sister is going for her CRC, so she's sending her to me too, and we're going to tutor for that soon, so that is going to be fun. I got 2 more tomorrow. Who am I doing? I'm doing Fadia again, and Carmen. I'm doing Carmen also tomorrow for tutoring, so that'll be fun. All right, my next example is going to be sepsis due to staph with shock. Yep. I'm just thinking, where am I going to put it? Example. Sepsis with staph with shock. Staph is that red line you get that travels towards your heart from a wound or area. It goes away from the infection. It attaches itself to your bloodstream, and then you can see it traveling up the bloodstream. It's very, very scary and will kill you. So this will be A41.9 with our R65.21. Maybe I'll do a highlighter in between them so that I know that these are just individuals, so that we don't think that they're all one example. Okay, eat at the table, baby. Sepsis with organ dysfunction due to E. coli and metabolic brain encephalopathy. Yep, we're going to have 3 diagnosis codes for that one. And then our next one after that will be shock due to intercoccal infection following an appendectomy is coded with another way. Hey, Jen, can you zoom out? Yeah, I can. I don't know if that's too much. I do have 2 things written at the top. One of them is sepsis without organ failures, just 1 diagnosis. Sepsis, severe sepsis is at least 2 diagnosis codes. And then I've got those 2 examples there. Okay, I'm going to do septic shock due to the E one next because it's smaller, and then I'll do my bigger one, the biggest one with the biggest words in it anyway, there. So we're going to have another example. So this one's going to be septic shock. E N T E R O C. This will be like, just having the answer down for you. All you got to do is match up your diagnoses, and then you'll know which answer to pick during the exam. Since it's all coded for you, you just got to pick out which answer is right. Infection, post, appy, appendectomy, that's a terrible mess. We're going to code, first code is going to be our T code, because probably the epi is where the infection came from. For XXA. And then our second code is going to be our A41.9. Actually 81, sorry, 81. And then 3 is going to be our R code, R65.21. We're going to need to go to that R6521 page. And because it's on nearly every example except for sepsis without any issues, we're going to need to put that any sepsis, please refer to page 458 so that you can go from your R code and come straight here, so you'll know whether it's first, second, third, whatever. All right. You prep the guidelines for ICD-10 book up to chapter 14. That's a big document I made. It's a mess. I think I'm going to pare it down to the top 10 or top 12 guidelines you should know for just the CPC exam instead of every single guideline. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep both documents, but at least give you the option of not having to get every single guideline, but something like this, where we've done each guideline next to the codes so that you know what the difference is. What site can I use to find free practice exams for CCS exam? Free, the only ones I know of is Quizlets. You go to Quizlet.com, type in CCS, and they don't have practice exams like you can just take the test there, but they have the exam questions with the ABC answers, and they usually have the answers with it, but then you could take that question with its answers, A, B, C, and D, and look up every code that's the wrong answer, see why it's the wrong answer, plus you'll have the wording of the question, plus the real answer that you could put as an example next to the code that is correct. Just verify that it's all correct. It is typed up by humans. Humans make mistakes. So every single question is not guaranteed to be 100% correct, but it's a good, really good resource to practice and get questions from for free. Sepsis organs, dysfunction. Sepsis with organ failure. Travis, did you change the TV in there?
It was off.
And are you eating cereal in my living room and not at the kitchen table?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to the kitchen table. I don't want milk all over my house, and you know that. You are 13. You are not 3. Sorry, I'm going to yell at my kids. He does not listen. Just as soon as my back is turned or I'm distracted by something, he's right out there in the open doing exactly what I've told him every day of his life for at least the last 11 years not to do. Every single day. Don't drag milk into the living room. I don't want milk in there. They spill it, leave it, drop it, sneeze it, spittle it everywhere. Just keep it in the kitchen where I can hose that place down. I'm trying not to write on their print. Pathy. All right. That one is coded with our A41.51, comma R65.20. And then the last one is our G93.41. I added lots of examples along the way. And you know, all my old YouTube videos have question after question after question. And even my workshops, you can still purchase the ability to see them for the $10 or whatever. And that's on my website under store. But my workshops are like 50 to 70 questions back to back, starting one right after another for 3 hours. There's tons of practice exam questions there too that you can add as examples. Pause the screen and write them in. Do you know anything about practice code? I didn't realize it was a bundle I purchased with AAPC. I heard it's terrifyingly terrible, is what I've heard. That it is incredulously arduous, if I can say the words right, that it is impossible, does have some glitches. People were getting through with coding all whatever cases, 100 cases, went to submit and the system froze and kicked out all their answers. They had to go back and re-answer all of them. That aside, the workload to find the answers and get it to code properly, I hear is really hard. I don't know. I only know from what I see on the AAPC Facebook group, and I generally try to get to that site every day just to overall read if people are struggling and can't pass, if there's anybody there that I can help. I also note that if anybody has done a shout out for me for somebody else, I always try to go over there and thank them if I can see it, if I'm tagged in something. And then I also read what's in general going on with the group, and practice code seems to be a big chore. I don't know if any of those answers are on Quizlets or anything to make things easier, but it's not like it's a A, B, C, or D thing. You can't just pick an answer and go. You have to go find the code for whatever, I'm sure nursing elbow isn't on there, but something very distinct. There's certain codes like you can't find meniscus tear of like the knee because they call it a lateral bucket repair. So you got to go figure out where lateral bucket repair is to figure out where the ICD10 code is to look it up. I'm not sure. I heard it's pretty challenging, but if you finish practice code, I believe they will take off your A. And many people go that route because they think they can get it done before a year is up. And then that way they could get rid of their A. Now, is it Betty? Betty, the RN who took her CPC and she bought everybody extra tutoring with me. We put them in a drawing and we drew out winners for that. Betty, I believe, decided to do practice code because she wants the A off of hers. She's a registered nurse and she's doing that now. I don't know. I could ask her and see how she's doing and see what she likes of it, but I've never even seen it, so I don't know. I thought about getting it, but if it's not going to help you guys pass the CPC exam, I don't have enough time in my day right now to think about attempting practice code unless I quit my full-time job. I'm sure there are Facebook study groups that are just for practice code. I would do a Facebook group search for practice code and find other like-minded students that are working through it. You might find a super user that is used to it and knows how to do it and is mentoring people with it. But I don't know a thing about it other than what I've seen. You've lost motivation this week, but I need to get back into it. Hey, Ash. We are in some sort of Mercury, I don't know, planet alignments that could either make you super hyper and tons of energy or make you super low in energy, if you believe in any of that stuff. Science tells us none of that's really factual, but moods change with the tides and things. You never know. It is a full moon too, which if you've ever worked in an emergency room or any hospital, there is a phenomenon of foolishness that goes around with the full moon. So don't take it all to heart that it is your fault. You're the reason why you might be slacking right now. There are external forces that are involved in that. Just on the days when you can't look at another code, please try to go to the anatomy pictures and fill in some information. Go look, just Google while you're laying in bed or on the couch, ear anatomy functions. And then go right in. What does the bony cochlear ear canal do? What does that part do? Write in what it does. Anything will help you out. You're just copying. Look at images when you do that, and you'll find charts just like this with the function listed, and you could fill this out. Some of my books are just insane with the notes that I have here of just downtime when I didn't want to think about another diagnosis code or CPT code, but I wanted to stay productive so that I don't get into a depression about it, that I just Googled functions of the ear parts and look at the images, brought them up, and then just filled in the blanks like I was coloring a worksheet and not even paying attention to what I was doing. But it's so helpful during the middle of your exam if you get a definition for an anatomy part of the ear and they want to know what does it do and you have no clue, you've got it all filled out. You may not remember what you wrote, but it's all there. Super handy dandy. Let's see. That's the best thing for the blues, for sure. And then when you look back at your book, you'll see all that handwriting and you'll feel more productive. Is it like coding real cases? That's what I hear. But real cases without any A, B, C, and D. And it's also doing stuff like your location, your RBVS codes. It's like doing the whole claim for a patient from beginning to end, is my understanding. I'm sure there are screenshots. If you just Google practice code and Google an image and change your search to images, I'm sure there's screenshots everywhere. I'm sure there's people on YouTube somewhere. Somebody's got flashes of something that they've been doing. I don't even want to know. If their course is as bad, I mean, I know what their course was because I had 4 of them so far. And, if it's even remotely like that without A, B, and C, and D answers, I couldn't imagine how it is and what answer they could possibly be wanting. Because, they're always asking us to bill office visits when there's an admit to the hospital. Well, you can't do a 99215 when you're doing a hospital admit too. So there's just, it's just to keep you busy and lots of busy work. Lots of busy work. What does this say? I cannot read my own handwriting, my own typing. Hold on. Zoom in my eyesight. Okay. Subcategory. What? I can't even. I don't know how y'all put up with what I put together and try to read it because I have no idea what I was trying to type here. And it looks so fuzzy. Sometimes my color choices hinder the font. R65 is never coded as a first diagnosis code. That's nice to know. R65. I think that's a 65. It just looks like, I don't know what, but anyway. And then, what sepsis? Urosepsis, not sepsis. Word is too nonspecific and must be clarified. You've got to do a doctor's query on that. What is it? What in the heck was I typing? URO, I think. URO. Urosepsis is never, it's too nonspecific and don't code, is what they're saying. Let's see, what else did I miss here? Hey, Jen, hey. Hey, Jen, I'm taking my exam tomorrow, TOM. I will think of you in my head. Please do, Coral. I hope this helps. Hey, Go Kart. We've been talking about our wine and code for Saturday. So I've been telling everybody in chat about it. So I think that'll be fun for Saturday. Casey Dawn, howdy, howdy. Hey, Tiff. Thanks. If not, I'll message Betty on Discord. Yeah, I know she's doing it. Last time I talked to her. So that would be really good. I should make a room for practice codes, practice codey help where y'all could talk and chat together, that kind of thing. I don't understand why one of the instructions told us not to waste our time writing examples in our book, which I think is ridiculous. Practice code is a full-time job. That's what I heard, Annie. I have no idea. It sounds terrifying. One of the things I noticed when I was taking their COC course, it was really kind of interesting. When you're in the class, let me see if I can find anything up here. I don't even know. Okay. They had some practical applications, right? That I assume is sort of like practice code or whatever. I don't know. But they had these practical examples, and then you could code in them. But the neat thing is, when I was in their course and you brought up the PDF, I'm not in their course right now, but I was in Blackboard, and the example would come up for you to code in a different tab on your computer. And it was just the example like this. It was like a patient's chart. And then when you answered it, it would give you the answers. What I noticed was to find the answer without getting your answer graded, you could go straight to the answers website, because it was the same URL, but they just changed the last 2 digits right before the ending of AAPC, and you backed it up 4 digits, and it was the answer page that came up. You could go there first, see what the answer is, and then enter in the answer still on your answer sheet that hadn't been graded. I'm a crazy auditor, though, so I don't know if anybody else could figure that out. But I figured that out, but that was years ago, so I don't know if that's still available, if they found that loophole there. But that was interesting. They have all these, your quiz and your review, you couldn't do that on, but all the practical examples, you could do that on. You could go to the answer sheet before, if you figured out what the URL was for it. And I did that. So that was That's a whole nother can of worms I'll have to open up one of these days later on. But yeah, that's insane. I just found you and I took my test last week and you failed so badly. Oh, Flores, send me. Okay, if you're not, I don't know if you're on our Discord. Okay, so download that Discord app right there. It's free. It's non-tracking. It's not going to track you. Set up an account. Then join my Discord because I'd love for you to send me, it's Medical Coding by Jen server. The link is in my TikTok bio right here. It's in the link tree. And once you set up your account on Discord, you just click on that link tree app and click on it and it'll automatically put you into the server. When you're here, this is what my rooms look like. And we have all these practice exam rooms, what to expect on your day, E&M resources, CPT resources, practice exam rooms for tons of questions. But you can message me. You can message me here a copy of your scores, the breakdown. If you don't have them, if you just have the pass and fail, I don't need that. Contact AAPC, ask them for your breakdown score. It'll tell me how you did on diagnoses, how you did on the 1000s, the 2000s, whatever. Send me a picture of that and I will send you, tell you what you should concentrate on for your next attempt. That way you avoid trying to learn everything all over again, and I tell you what's best to focus on. There's a ton of links in that link tree here on TikTok. Let's see if we go there. That's that link tree right there. So I got Instagram. I don't go to the messages there, so I just post. But TikTok, you can't send me pictures here. But the Discord study group is right there. So if you do there, then you can send me screenshots of what your scores were. The YouTube videos are there, but you can't send me the screenshots there either. So the Discord is the best place. I got Pinhurst, but I never go there either. And then this is my website. You can sign up at my website and you can send me messages there too. So either way, but that's my website right there too. But one of those two places, let's see, I got chat right there. You could bring right up, even without being a member, but any of those places, the Discord or my website, send me that and I'll send you what you should concentrate on. Plus, if you join the Discord group, I can't tell you how helpful everybody is in here. Even if I'm not there, there's other people there to help. I have all these practice rooms with tons of practice questions in there. CPT code book resources. I mean, you're getting copies of my books, what my notes look like, just tons of help in there. Just tons of stuff that I make up for you guys. What to do, what not to do. Please don't tab your books. Those things just get in your way. Everybody helps out in all these rooms. Super helpful. Plus, continuing education once you get your certification, job resources, sell your books, even all the anatomy help and terms and stuff. It's all in there. So super helpful. It's all free. Nobody's going to charge you nothing or try to sell you nothing unless you want to sell your books. But super helpful. Where was I at? Urosepsis. Let's put a note somewhere about Urosepsis. Euro, not uni. Oh my Lord. Where am I? I make up names for things. Urosepsis. PSIS equals unspecified. Query doc. Query MD. All right. I got that note down, and I think it's R65 is never first. Never first. So this is what my page looks like right now. And I think I've got every sepsis guideline I know of right off the top of my head. I've got all 4 different ways of how you would code it. So if you get sepsis on your CPC exam, you just come here to A41.9 and all your guidelines are here on how you would code it. That's helpful. Remember when one instructor said writing examples in the book was disqualifying? Just ridiculous. Just insane. They still do that. Some places overseas, there's like these companies that will have testing facility sites for people overseas, like in Bali or the Indonesia, Bali or Indonesia, that will allow people to come into their facility and take the CPC exam for AAPC. They will not allow people to bring their own books. They provide the books and they're blank and plain. I've tried to help those students get that fixed. AAPC, it says it's not their requirement that they can bring their own books. Well, the out-of-country testing sites say that it is their rule and they're not going to change it. I don't know why somebody from Indonesia or Bali can't just log on to AAPC site and just schedule their own CPC exam remotely from home and take it with their own books. I'm not sure what the disconnect is there from the different countries, but it's not their policy to do that to people at all. So that's crazy. I have that happen every so often. Most of the time, either the proctors don't say anything about their books, or they'll say something like, your books looks like mine. You know, that's what Betty's response was when they opened up her books. And they don't do anything but take them by the spine and they shake them out, make sure you don't have any extra papers. And then they're just going to flip through them like this. And they're just making sure you don't have stapled pieces of paper and that you haven't highlighted or not highlighted, you haven't white out paper a whole page and then made your own notes. Because what people were doing were taking like these advertisement pages that were for like AAPC conferences and things, and they were whiting out the whole page because it's not a guideline, it's just an advertisement. And they were taking white out and whiting out the whole page and using that whole page as a notes. And that's what they don't want you to do. If you're making your own notes and you make a mistake, instead of it being G, it should have been T, and I can't just simply change that, you could use a little piece of white out and change it. No one's going to stop you from that. You didn't write on their print, which is what they don't want you to do. Don't write on their printed work over the top of it. But you can absolutely write on any free white space in this book for sure. And there's even pages in here designated as notes. Even in your CPT book, you have full sheets of clean pieces of paper that are designated for notes. Absolutely writing your books. And I can't tell you how many times in their course they'll remind you and tell you to write examples in your book. And there's also instructions on their website to write in your book. To move guidelines to the codes in the book. They absolutely endorse that 100%. You absolutely can write in your book. And it's an open book exam anyway. All the answers are right here in the book. So, absolutely. You don't need to find remission in the index in your tabular list because you will never have to code that. You will be given the answers, you'll run to those codes, and then you'll pick the best answer based off the codes. You will never have to tabularize anything. Even in real life, when you get a job, you won't even look at these books anymore. No one codes from these books anymore. It's very inefficient, and you will Google it. And you will also, and when I say Google it, when you're in an EHR, you will type remission in the EHR, which will bring up a host of diagnosis codes that will give you the option of which one to pick. You will never index anything. So if you're trying to study for a CPC exam and you want to learn to index things, that you're kind of sort of, spinning your wheels inefficiently, because you could be doing more things more efficiently to get yourself to pass the exam. You need to pass the exam, and you need to train yourself from the exam's point of view to pass. So doing things that won't be on the exam and truly won't be part of your career as a coder anyway, you don't need to waste your time on 100%. Yeah, honestly. You saw that on chapter 5. They read our post to each other and inject these comments. I don't like the teachers that say you must upgrade your book. Like if your course ends in December and you're going to take your test in January, they insist on the students getting the new books that come out in January to take the exam in January. It's like, dude, that's just a real waste of money. Can you please repeat urosepsis again? Yes. Urosepsis, according to our guidelines in the front of this book, it's a urinary tract infection that gets pretty bad, but it's too unspecified and you can't code it. They do not want to see it on a claim anywhere for any reason. Now, why we have the diagnosis code, why don't they just remove it? Why don't they just get rid of it and say you can't code it? I don't know why, but they do have it. But don't ever code it. You must query your doctor. I guess so. But if you have all of the available free space in your CPT book, ICD10 book, and everything filled up with notes so that you couldn't put more information down during your exam, that's a huge benefit to having your staff bring them in. Oh, what'd you make this time?
Mango, spinach.
Cucumber thing?
Yeah, cucumber.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. Mango, cucumber, spinach, juicers. Miss Edwards got me all up into juicing. Oh, that's so good. And I don't like spinach. And I don't even like mangoes, but heck, that's good. We got green one. That is awesome. And I don't like spinach. Mango, spinach, coconut, lime, and choo-choo. Camel. That's awesome. Yum, yum, yum. I found out that my HitPix book had the most pages for notes. It does, but let me show you something real quick. Oh my gosh. So you're only going to have 5 questions in your HitPix book. You sincerely are going to forget that your HitPix book is even on your desk. Truly and 100%, you are going to forget about it. This is my ICD10 book from years ago. And of course, I did all these notes for no reason because you never have time to go to the guidelines for any darn thing. But my anatomy, I thought, well, I'll update all this anatomy and have all these anatomy notes here. And y'all, I mean, I got some anatomy notes for sure in this book that are just insane. And because there's only 5 ICD-10 questions in the whole exam, I completely forgot I had any of these notes in this section. And I could have used some of these, I'm sure. I just completely forgot I had put anything in here and didn't even look at this book until I got home. And I just really could have used a lot of these notes. That's why I think it's so important to just put everything you can in your CPT book. If you're going to write anything in your diagnosis code book, it should be at the codes affected. Even updating all that guideline information and writing all that stuff in the front of the ICD-10 book. I've been doing this for years, and now I'm thinking there's just no reason to have done any of this up here on all these 33 pages because no one's ever going to go back here and look at those guidelines during the middle of the exam. What we need to be doing is moving that information up here and not writing anything on these guidelines up here in the front of this page, these books, because it's inefficient. It's not going to help us because when you get to that exam, you don't have time to go index and find where your guideline is at for that particular question, because it could be anywhere. Where is the adverse effect for medications? Well, then you'll have to go to the the little sheet up here in the very front and try to find your adverse reactions in the middle of all this. And then you got to go find chapter 16, E or F, and then you got to turn back here and then go analyze the guideline and see if you can figure it out during the middle of your exam. It's just not going to be helpful. Just go to the darn ICD-10 code, which will be on your exam, because when you're doing the exam, the answers are in front of you. So go to the codes and put your guidelines there, like we did with our burns and PAP. All of our OB. I did all of the diabetes. I put all those at the E10 and E11. That way we just have those right there in that one location, even if it's gestational diabetes, even if it's pre-existing type 2, even if it's pre-existing type 1. I put all of it here, even if it's pregnancy, but it's all hypertension diabetes related. But we'll do that over in hypertension too. But every single guideline, how much insulin you're taking to oral meds, no matter what it's got, all the diabetes examples are here at E10 and E11. That way they're all in one location. They're not up in the front in the mess of all that other nightmarish stuff. They're all here. I'm doing that with the cancer ones too. So we've got 6 cancer ones that we need to move to our cancer. So why not put them all on this first page where all the cancers start on the first page of chapter 2, where all the neoplasms are. All these cancer ones, there's 6 of them you need to know for the CPC exam. We can write them all on this one page and have them all in one location, and then we can just turn here anytime we have anything affecting any kind of cancer patient. We have all examples here. So far I've got the If they're here for chemotherapy, radiation, or immunotherapy, we're going to code our Z51 first with the reason for the visit, which is our cancer code. I'm going to put another little note here because many people didn't realize this part. Where's my red code? Where's my red? Where's my red? We're going to put a note here that says cancer diagnosis before Z51 point whatever is no. Never. That's never going to happen. You will never see a C code for cancer of anything, coded before the Z51. Nope. It will always be Z51 first and then the cancer code. The next thing we've got is anemia due to malignancy. Malignancy goes first, then anemia. Then if we have our anemia due to the treatment of cancer, yep, we're going to have anemia with our malignancy next, and then our T45.1. Gotta finish this one. 1X5 code. If our anemia is due to radiation, which I gotta find a place for that. If our, I think, yeah, we'll write it right here. Radiation, we're going to code anemia first. 2 is going to be our malignancy. And 3 is going to be our Y code, Y84.2 code. The last guideline we need to write down is dehydration due to cancer. So let's write it right here in this spot right here, because dehydration is a long word. So if we have it's opposite of anemia. Dehydration due to cancer. We're going to code dehydration first. And then our second code is going to be our cancer.
How do you do that? When I was rushing, I was going to jump in.
Then we've got our anemia due to cancer or chemo, it's that. If it's due to radiation, it's that. If it's due to the cancer, it's going to be our cancers first, then our anemia. So if anemia is due to cancer, not the treatment of cancer, but due to the cancer itself, then our cancer is first, and then our anemia is second. I like query with 2 R's. You never ask anything because they don't answer? I'm sorry. I wish they would. Sometimes I don't answer. Sometimes you got to keep asking me until I finally answer it, because I get so scatterbrained and start to try to answer one thing and then get lost in thought. So I got a hot mess here, but I've got them all down. If the visit is due to chemotherapy, immunotherapy, or radiation, Z51 is always first, then the cancer code. Do not ever code cancer before your Z51. Anemia, due to malignancy, which is the same thing right here, due to cancer. We're going to code our malignancy first and then our anemia. Anemia due to radiation, it's these 3 with the Y. Anemia due to treatment, which is just the chemo or immunotherapy, because radiation's over here with the Y. We're going to do a T code, and then we've got dehydration due to cancer. Dehydration goes first. Anemia, cancer goes first. Those 2 are flipped. And I wrote them twice on this page for some unknown reason, but they're there. That's super helpful. That unplugged. We only need the diagnosis code book for 5 questions for the CPC exam, so I don't want a lot of time spent here, but sepsis is important. Anemia is important. Our other guideline that is important is adverse reactions. So those are also T codes, and they usually end up being like, I don't know, rapid heartbeat, symptom codes, those kinds of things manifest into the reasons why they were seen. Let's see if I can find one real quick. You know you're going to get an adverse reaction. You just always are. Those start at T36. So if we go to T36 and we write our examples down of how we do adverse effects in that one spot, it's going to be helpful, because you're going to have it on the exam. It's always going to be here. Poisonings will be here. The one that's important is the one that is the 5. That's the one they always pick. No matter what your drug is, it doesn't matter. Like, this drug is for penicillin. This drug will be for another antibiotic. 5 is always the adverse effect. Now, if they did it to themselves because they drank themselves into alcoholic poisoning or something like that, then you might go unintentional, which is your 1 at the end. Or if they were suicidal, you might do your 2. But depending on your question, usually your answers are only the endings are 1, 2, or always your adverse effect. Adverse effect is used when a physician does it to you and they didn't know you were allergic to it. You didn't know you were allergic to it. It was just an accident. And what happens is the symptoms that happen go first. Your guidelines right here. If a doctor prescribes you a prescription and you take it correctly, not if your Aunt Sally Sue gives you her prescription and you take it, but if a doctor really gives you a prescription, you take it, symptoms go first. Then your T code goes second. If you took Sally Sue's medication and you did it to yourself, then your T code goes first, then your symptoms, and then if you're addicted or whatever, like alcohol, might go third. So we need to move those guidelines here to T36 where those codes start so that we can have those guidelines here for during the exam. Everyone will get an adverse effect. It's going to be on the exam. So it's important to start here somewhere at the poisoning. So the sidebar is about the best place I've got over here on this page where it starts. I'm on page 1147. So, adverse effect. You're going to code symptoms first. Then second is going to be your T36 through T50 code, because you just need to pick out the right code. So if you're an idiot and you do it to yourself, if it's you're going to have your T36 through T50 first. Your second code is going to be your symptoms. And then third code is going to be dependence. If you're an alcoholic or whatever. Those kind of things will be the last thing. Just having them here will be the best place for it so that you don't ever get confused. You can always remember to go to T36 anytime there's an issue, and then you'll have it there. You like juicing and bone broth.
Wayne Weaver is good, right?
Hey, Samantha. That's my cousin, Samantha Faye. Have y'all been on your trip yet? Hey, Twinkle. How's it going?
95.
How do I use and find you on Discord? You're going to go here. You found me here on Tiki Talk. So the best place is to go to my bubble. It's got my face and the hair and all the boys in the background. Click on that bubble. You'll bring up this profile. And by the way, I'm 21 away from getting 10,000 followers. That would be a really neat milestone. If y'all could share my profile, that would be great. Or any of the TikToks. Just click that link tree after you download the Discord app, and then that link tree app will bring you right here to the free study group, and it'll let you join right away. That's it. We almost have 1,000 members in there, and 29 are in right now. They're probably posting about... It's a little bit of a learning curve to get in here, but Betty's got a great little room down here that says, "Where do I start?" On Discord. This how do I work Discord. That video right here in this room about how do I work Discord is super handy. Watch that video. It's the very last room we have. But anyway, this is our main chat room. And yeah, it's going right there. Nobody said we're going live. This is how we feel about our wine go-kart for Saturday. My boys are going to be at a birthday party, so I thought I was telling them about let's do something Saturday night and hang out, and I'll do some more free content. And yeah, we were talking about it, and that was fun today till I got busy. I know, I'm so sorry, but at least I post these on YouTube so you can rewatch them anytime, but it is a lot funner to interact and ask questions too. Can you show the top of the page again? I hope you got to see it, Tiffany. How often do you do these tutorials? I do them 3 days a week. I also do Sunday workshops that you can purchase. Those are 3 hours, and I don't do any family talking. I try not to. And we go from question to question, but you can purchase those workshops for Sunday. They're just $10. But those are 3 hours, and we usually do 50 to 60 questions, practice exam questions back to back like those. And I show you how I would attack it if I was doing the exam question during a certification course or class. I mean, for the certification exam, I would show you how I would attack those questions. And it's not any book prep stuff. It's just question to question on those Sunday workshops. But my TikToks are 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for free, a couple of hours. And then I put them on YouTube for y'all to replay and watch as many times as you want. They responded, but don't answer the question. Don't you love that? Some teachers are like politicians, right? They just answer questions without answering questions. It's just... they talk at you. They don't make the material associative. I have to associate. I have to, I can't just read something and understand it. I have to associate it with something. I have to make up a story behind it or with every guideline, something so that I can remember what it is. So you can be talked at with info and none of it retain or you remember any of it, maybe 1 to 2% of it. But I try to associate everything I teach in a different way so that it's you can assimilate with it, you can understand it, you can visualize it in your head. Even if you're not a visual learner, you can write it down in your book so that you have the answer the next time you come to this ICD-10 code. You've got the answer right there. No reason to memorize anything. Super handy dandy. Not that I didn't intend on being a teacher for this, but it just sort of spiraled into this accidentally. I was just making TikToks about how I thought the course was not worth the $6,000. If that's what you thought was going to teach you to pass the certification exam, because that does not help you pass the certification exam in one way. Nope. It's way better off to do it as self-study and not pay for a course. That's how I did it. Thank you for the roses. What book do you use? I use the regulatory ones that they have us use. So right now I'm in the 2022 CPT book. I do get my ICD-10 book from AAPC. I like their version because the differences between the diagnosis codes, they highlight in green. God, I wish they'd do that in the CPT book. That would save me a lot of trouble. But I like how they enunciate the differences between, I know I'm neck, I know I'm thorax, or I know I'm abdominal wall. I can just pick out the differences just by the green and move on. I like how they do that. But you can get your ICD-10 book from Optum, from AMA, or from AAPC. Hey moms, how's it going? The connection is not good tonight. I'm sorry, Annie. I could have had I had one last weekend, so I didn't plan one this weekend. And next weekend, I don't know. Could I do one next weekend, or am I going to be on vacation? I'm trying to remember. That's a Sunday the 29th. I don't know. I don't know. But no, I'm not having one this weekend. I'm going to do a free event on Saturday night because I don't have any kids and I got some free time. I should be prepping the medicine and lab and path instead of doing more content, but I thought, well, it's a perfect time to go over some more questions with you guys. So I don't know. I don't have anything planned. I don't have any more workshops planned. And was not planning to do any till June. I just finished E&M. I did 2 workshops on that. I did one on labopath. I did one on medicine. I did one on male and female reproductive systems. I did one on musculoskeletal and another one on integumentary. So I've just about covered the book. I didn't know if anybody else would be interested in any more, but I don't know. What do y'all want to go over and do as a workshop next month? So June, either the 5th or the 12th, I'll do another workshop. I just need to know what y'all want to do it on. What's wrong, Twinkle? No oops. That big cup is needed. It looks like she could take a swimming bath in that thing. I'm hoping to finish up on the medicine section before I take my next exam next week. Yeah, it's a booger of a section. I was working in some codes today with Dia. Oh man, what were those codes we found today? They were rough. What was that? I'm probably not going to be able to find them. It was a cardiology one. Oof. I think it's something that I had worked up a little bit, but not completely. It was a good question. But gosh, there's so much to this section. So much. I think it was these and my question right here. So her answers were possibly the 28 with the 29 or the 28 with a comma and the 28 again. So what's going on in these CPT codes is that we're placing stents. And the issue is that the CPT code descriptor says that it's a single stent in a single major artery or branch. If you're in that branch and you do multiple stents, that's where you do your ×2. If you move from this branch to another branch, which you can do, because when you're going, when you're in cardiology and you're hanging out in some of these arteries and you go in from the cephalic and you end up somewhere in the brachial, whatever, and you're putting in some stents wherever you're at, to hold up some walls. I'm venous, though I should be artery, but it's hard to get to the arteries because of what page it's on in my book stacking. As long as you're in the same branch, you're copacetic. You could do your add-on code. But if you take a right-hand turn and move to another branch, and you put a stent here and you put a stent here, that is where you do a comma and you do this one again because you switched branches or you switched arteries. So that's a very interesting and very high level of coding rationale that could be asked on the exam, because they do have a practice question out there about it. But do I think overall it's going to hurt you for cardiology? No, but it's a really nice thing to understand and learn about what that means when it says single major coronary artery or branch. You can put a stent in it, and if you're going to add each additional stent or something, then you're going to go down here. Even though it says each additional branch or coronary artery, that's not what it means. It just means the additional stent. So some of these CPT codes are written crazily. We had another one where the mama code today was the deciding factor on a question, but the problem was that the semicolon was after a particular part when it should have been before a particular part. Y'all know the differences between mama and child's cuts off when you see the semicolon. I'm trying to remember what code it is when I see it. I know it's on the right-hand page down at the bottom, but I think I went too far. So this was like on a 15 code or something, and the mama code had interpretation and report on her code, but its child code did not. But the semicolon, which represents where mama code's descriptor cuts off, was at the very end of the CPT code descriptor, and it shouldn't technically have been. I wonder where that code is at. Oh, I wish I wouldn't start talking until I know where the answers are. That one was neat today when we discussed it. That's that one. Right here, 9621596. I didn't go. No, 36. I didn't go far enough. 36. Into cardiology. Somewhere in here. 362. Ooh, I was way off. I'd have never found it. All right. 36215, maybe. Not that one. It wasn't that one. Which one did not include? It's not that question either. That's the selective cartilagization. Probably won't be able to find it, y'all. Oh, should not have started talking about it. Where is Fidea? She'll be able to tell me where it was. Fidea. It had a 26 option. Or not. And mama code does not need the 26, but the child code needs the 26, which is Very unusual. And the semicolon was in the wrong spot. I won't be able to find it. But that was fun today during tutoring. Oh my gosh. These are the questions. I'm looking at them. I should really take some notes while I'm doing it. We did do these codes. That's the collection of the venous punctures. Those are the drawn blood. Super easy on that one. You just have to make sure you're drawing the level. That's my favorite code is the 33249. I love that code. Maybe it was back here in the back in the medicine section. Did I just finish the 3315? 93315. No, that wasn't it. That one's the easy one. That's the ultrasounds. Wasn't that one either? Nope. That's anesthesia, E&M. Oh well. 903. We did 90315. 930, not 903. Yeah, those are our stents. Those are our stents. 3015. I don't know which question it was, but it was really cool. I'll try to find it and do it on Friday for you guys. You start billing and coding course on July 5th. No workshop this Sunday. We are live in Discord. Spilling the tea. Thanks, Terry. I'm blundering tonight. Can't remember what that code was, but that was so cool. I need to find it. The connection has been fluctuating these days. I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde. Neil deGrasse, I like watching him. He's funny. He was talking about it last night, and he's like, you know, it's a bunch of BS, right? But I'm like, man, how do you explain away all these issues? How do we get the past workshops? So if you go to, I don't think I have something put up for right now. For this past Sundays, I'll have to fix that. But you go to my shop right there, and I have the old workshops right there, like copy of the repeat workshop. I have little differences in prices, so I know which one is which because I only get the payment thing, and then I don't know who bought E&M2, who bought E&M3, whatever. But they're all right there. They're just a little bit different. There's the workshop for the first workshop. That was the E&M one. My hip picks, all my notes for hip picks is there in that shop. Everything you need to know about hip picks all in one document right there. That's a good one. This is the repeat cardiology playback workshop. It's right there. The second E&M is right there. The diabetes book prep is right there for 6. My E&M page notes, radiology notes here. Repeat workshop for the male and female is right there. So, yeah. I got most of them there. If there's one you want that I don't have posted, I'll post it up really quick. But underneath shop right there. Lab and Path, 30 minutes more. I don't know, Coral. I assume so. I don't think you can use earbuds, but I don't know. You'd have to email AAPC and ask them. They'll be able to tell you. They're super quick about answering questions. If you contact them Monday through Thursday, Fridays, they're a little slow, and you may not get an answer till Monday. No, you don't use a book when you're coding at a job. Nope, not at all. What page was page? Oh, there she is. She's answering me. It was 251. I'm like dying over here trying to remember what that was. 251. I'm so glad she's here. This was insane. We were like going back and forth. 251. We have our mama code. For something. And we had 33211, which was our dual pacemaker. What was the one with the one that had the interpretation and the report on the wrong one? That one's its own. I'm like dying for the one that said interpretation and report, and we had the semicolon at the very end of the CPT code descriptor. But its child codes were right underneath it, and they did not include interpretation, and we had to do a modifier to make it interpret, which was silly when it's in the mama code. Now, if they wanted to cut it off and make it only part of the mama code, then they should have put the semicolon before the interpretation. I think it's a typo or a mistake or something. That's the code I was looking for. Will you also put that one code on Discord? I'm looking to Lab and Path Workshop. Yep, Lab and Path Workshop's up there already, I think. Did I have it up there? Repeat Cardiology, E&M. Maybe I didn't. Is that the last one I just did this Sunday? Oh, the days are going crazy. Yeah, I don't have Lab and Path up yet. I need to put that up. I'll do that tonight. Yep, I'll do Lab and Path tonight. What was that code? Are you going to post this live on YouTube today or tomorrow? I can put it up today. Absolutely. Yeah, please don't forget about this lovely little paragraph on 249. This has a list of a ton of codes. There's 40-something codes there, and then each individual code. Please put down that they already include radiology, because they're not going to tell you in the CPT code descriptors that they include radiology unless you write it in. And they could be pages and pages and pages away. And they can skip where one doesn't include radiology and then the next one does, but they don't tell you which one it is unless you go to that guideline and put it in there. So, man, I know it's on our cardiology sheet that we did today, full of codes and questions. It's in here somewhere. Let me start where we stopped during our tutoring session, because I got more questions and we can answer a few since I've done nothing but chat and work up books. Since then, where is my got some more questions that we didn't get to. She started doing really well. Did we do that one? I think we did that one. Squirrel comes in today for this, that, and the other thing. Where is my... Yep, we did that one. We did that one. We ended up on our Appendix L. Yep, we did that one. We did that one. Appendix L. This is one. Which of the following is false about arthrosclerosis? We also did page 264. Look, 264. Because it was the same under the same header. Yeah, that was the add-on ones for the 51 for the multiple procedures. Yeah, I was thinking about the one with the interpretation and report. It would have been one with the 26 modifier. It was crazy. On this one right here, you have to find the wrong answer. So, which of the following is false about arthrosclerosis? Does it affect the veins? Affect the coronary arteries? Does it deal with your low in HDL, LDL, and HDL? Or is it a chronic disease that can remain asymptomatic for decades? And remember, you're finding the wrong answer, not the right answer. Yep, veins is the correct answer for sure. Yep. Let's see about this one. This is my favorite. I like this diagnosis, this procedure code. 33249. 33249. 33249. Three 33249 is our dual chamber defibrillator. We cannot use this code with 216. Do we have that option? 216, nope. Or 217, nope. Okay, good. It's probably a difference between knowing whether the 41 comes first or the 44 comes first. Interesting how they have those flipped around like that. Very cool. Don't know. Let's see. Is that it of the question? That's it. Little bitty old thing. So we are doing a single chamber implantable defibrillator upgrade. So which one is going to be our upgrade? 249, 33241, 41, or 44. Four is remove and replace. Two, 4, 1 is to create, removal. 2, 4, 1 is to create our pocket and remove. Look under the parenthetical of 249. It says if we're doing a removal or replace of an implantable defibrillator pulse generator with transvenous electrodes, use in conjunction with 241 and either the 43 or the 44 or another 49. Are we transvenous? We're ventricular. Yep. Looks good to me. We do have C. Very good. Perfect. That's my last one I hadn't done today for cardiology. What else do I have here? Oh, Lord, that darn edge thing was insane. Lab and path. Lab and path is always fun. I've done those recently. I've done that recently. Do I have anything else down here I haven't done? What about these codes? These codes don't look too familiar. 88, 182, 88. You know, the 89 and the 87 are close, but so is the 82 and the 84. Don't waste too much time. Just start at the top and work your way down when they're all so close. 88, 1. 88, 182. And then our 84. They're both start out the very same way. Flow cytometry, both of them. The differences are one of them is a cycle, one of them is a surface. One of them is an interpretation, and then the other one is a whole bunch of markers. So let's see what we got going on. We're doing for DNA analysis. Which one is for DNA analysis? Yep, A is easy. That's our DNA analysis. Super easy peasy one. Yep. That's my last lab and path. Go all the way back up to the top. Let's check out how we deal with these in vitro babies. Move my computer over so my camera's not leaning so far out of the way. So 54 and 55 are the closest. 8, 9. 8, 9, 2, 5, 4. and then 5, 5. So it isn't the test that we're going to draw or be doing. It's some of them are just how did we collect the specimen, or what specimen are we doing a test on. One of them's a transfer. The other one is they collected the specimen from follicular fluid from the fallopian tubes. So do we have fallopian tubes, or are we preparing embryos and transferring them? So I see the word follicular fluid. So that's all I need to know, is that we're going to be doing 54. We could move on to our next one. Yep. (803). 803. So our differences are that we have visual, machine, and analysis, right? We don't do our ×2 very much in lab and path. So that has me questioning what the heck's going on there when I see those. Probably wouldn't even need it. Wouldn't ever do it. So I would concentrate just on A and B. And if we're just doing a visually read dipstick, I know we're an 05. We do have some guidelines that we would never do a ×2 with the 05, the 06, or the 07. So anytime you see something like that, we can go on and get rid of C and D. That way you have a 50-50 shot. This one is an analyzer when you're going to do it. The 5, 6, and the 05, the 06 and the 05 are both dipsticks, but the 05 is the only one that is visually read. The other one does use an instrument. So yes, B is our answer for that one. Yep. So what would y'all keep and what would y'all get rid of? Yep. Our differences between A and B are A and D, yep. And then our differences are, yeah, this one's during surgery, and this one is records. That's it. This one was on Betty's exam during her in-person exam, and we did patient records. So I'd probably get rid of C and then go see what my differences are on these. 8246, is that glucagon? It's like a hormone. And then 47, 829, 829. Yeah, C's out. 82947. 29. Yeah, 46 is, yeah, 47 is glucose, and so is 51 is glucose. So I'd get rid of 56 because it's not glucose. Both of these are glucose. So they want to know if you understand the differences and how to code them. How many tests are we doing altogether? We are doing 5 blood specimens. So they're just trying to trick you with the 5 being up here. This is 3 specimens, and this is 2 more, so that equals 5. Yep. D is your answer. Yep. I don't know, 62 and 67. What's going on with those two? 88 to 62. It's hard because during the exam, you're all alone, and your anxiety and testing anxiety just hits you hardcore. And the questions may not be any different, but they're going to appear to be very different for you when you're on your own and I'm not here guiding you. So the questions could be very similar, but your perception of them are going to be a lot different when you're on your own. That's why it's so important just to practice for sure. This is a baby code, so we got to go to its mama. So all of these are chromosome analysis, but the difference is 62 is a count. 67 is its own code. It's its own mama. That's the mama. So this one is amniotic fluid. That's the difference. 88,273 is close by. It's a child of molecular, so we can put an M on this one. .48 is also a child code, and 45 is our mama code, and this is for breakage. So we just need to look for our matching word. None of these karyotypes and stuff are going to match up because that's what the secondary codes are for. So ignore that. All we're looking for is amniotic, molecular, chromosomal, or breakage. And we see our amniotic fluid there. So we know B is our answer. Don't worry about trying to match up how many cells and how many banded crap. That all goes with the second codes. Yep. That is it. Any questions before we go for the night? We're going to have another live on Friday night. We're going to do another one on Saturday. And then again on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I'll be on vacation the week after that. We got our just a little house that we like to rent in Vegas. This will be our second time going. We don't go there just to be going to Vegas to go out. We go to just crash at this guy's house is all we do. And he has a house with a nice backyard and a little swimming pool. So it has an outdoor grill, and the outside grill area and the swimming pool both have big TVs around them. So we just sit out there and hang out at his house and eat and grill out at his pool. He has nice shade in the afternoons. That's all. It's nothing fancy, but it's a fun trip for us. I wish we had a pool here. You should come. You could come hang out poolside with us, and we could bring our code books and light them on fire. He's got a fire pit or something out there. It's funny. Where is, do I have that even on here? I don't even know if I have VBRO. Do I even have that in here? Yeah, I do too have that app. Neat. All right. Then I just need to log on, right? And yep, do that and log on. No thanks, not yet. My trips. Let's see. Yeah, it's nothing too fancy. This is the guy's house. And the pictures kind of really do it no justice. But, you know, taking my older son, my sister, brother-in-law, and the two little boys show up. It's fun. He did all the stonework in his bathrooms. It's right behind the Mandalay Bay. So he's really proud of his bathrooms. But it's nothing fancy. That's the slider door out to his house. But he does have outdoor bathrooms right around the pool. And you go in there and they have stonework just like the other thing. He's a volleyball court out there. That's the backyard and the grill area with the pool. And I don't know. This has a TV up there with a ceiling fan, and you can sit there and grill, and then we eat. The fire pit's right over here, and we can fire pit it out, and that's the look from the grill over the pool. It's not a big dipping pool, but it works. It has a casita right here, so grandma or anybody else can stay there, and it's got its own bedroom and bath and shower. Then the main house has 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. It's got a pool table in there. It's got a volleyball court over there with some sand. And he's even got LED lights underneath the beds. But it's not, Taj Mahal, but it's fun. We like it. And that's the volleyball court. Not that we play in the 100-degree heat, but it's a heart-shaped pool. It's kind of cute. It's $300. And everybody can stay there. My mom, the older boys, that's the casita. The bigger boys, this is the master bedroom. And that's the garage. He even has an open garage for everybody. But it's super close to the Strip. And he lives across the street. So if you have any issues with anything, he just runs over. He's right across the street. So he's awesome. Rex awesome. Has a full bar in it. You can drink whatever you want. He even has floats and pool noodles and even things that'll blow up anything that you bring. His name's Rex. So if you're ever on Vimbo or whatever you call this thing, he is awesome. Rex Taylor. And he has, that's the name of his house and the property ID if you ever go there. He's completely booked all summer long. There's maybe 1 or 2 dates left, but he stays booked all the time. But you just can't even get a hotel room for my mom, me, the boys, and my older kids, and then the sisters, and everybody all in one place for $300 a night. So we love it. And all the cooking and butter and stuff that you could want is in his kitchen. Plus it's clean. It's super clean. He does a good job. So anyway, we're just going to go there and hang out at his house for 5 days and swim in his pool. And rock out his air conditioner. Yeah. Some people like to go to, the Bahamas or on a cruise. We just go to some dude's house in Vegas and crash. But it's fun. It's got surround sound music throughout the entire house. So if you're in the bathroom in the main house, you can still hear the music outside at the pool too. So he's done a fabulous job with that little place. Yeah. We're doing the same in Memphis and Airbnb. Just some of them are nice. They really are. I refused to go to one for the longest time. Just because I've never done it. You really want to go into somebody else's house and stay there. But what's the difference between that and a hotel? I was being just ridiculously unreasonable for no reason. Went and did it. He was my very first Airbnb I ever stayed at. And freaking A, if I don't book him every year and go back now, I love it. I just wish we could all do it. Yeah. And then I can get Instacart to deliver whatever if I forget something for groceries, and I can cook there too. So I don't have to go out and eat anywhere. I can cook there. So it's great. Yes. And that's my goal here, trying to help y'all as free as much as I can and give y'all that opportunity to get in the medical field like I am and not have to, struggle in retail or anything else that you're doing or not doing. It's just a nightmare. Medical field, you'll always have a job. There's always somewhere you can branch out to. Like I said, Amazon freaking has a opening right now for a coder. You can work anywhere. Remotely, it doesn't matter. You can go in the offices a few days a week. You could do anything. There's home health agencies, surgery clinics, ambulance services, pharmacies. CVS has a coder position open. Amazon has them open. There is always an opportunity somewhere. Just got to think outside the box and keep applying for sure. Get some references from me. I'll sign some sheets for y'all. Anyway, I will see y'all again on Friday night. Be sure and hang out in Discord if y'all need it. And I will post something up for Lab and Path so y'all can purchase that workshop if you want to watch it. And then also post tonight's live on YouTube in about 20 minutes as soon as it finishes processing. All right, guys. Thanks so much, Twinkle. I appreciate all your help for sure. And I am going to work on Lab and Path. Oh my gosh. Go hang out with my mom for a minute and see how she's doing. I still haven't finished all that crap yet. Ugh, it's so frustrating. All those out of code sequences. Ugh. But it's so worth it for the CPC exam. Please be sure and do it. And I don't want to just tell y'all to do it. I want to do it for you so that y'all can have the codes too. So I'll get it done. It's just, it's pain. I feel y'all's pain for sure. Thanks for all the shares. 2,000 likes. Thank you very much. See y'all. Thanks, Annie. Thanks, Moms. Jill.